run the offense for the Gamecocks. Full starting five for JSU. Tough shot there. Griffin a little off balance. Liberty moves the other direction. Williams rolls off the cylinder. Shaw has it again. Shaw all the way into the lane, and Williams commits a foul.
Yeah, Shantae Shaw, one of those players that will get a rebound and go coast to coast. She's not always looking to kick it out. Even though she doesn't stand very tall, she does not mind going up against stronger, taller defenders.
Listed at 5'2", fifth-year player who began her career at Troy. And the first basket of the day comes courtesy of our impact player, Kennedy Gavin.
And you see that one-on-one matchup already inside. Mya Berkman playing tough defense on Gavin, and just a really good shot.
See Emma Hess there in the middle of the starting five. One of the reasons she was ASUN Player of the Week. She averaged 21 points per game last week, including a career-high 28 for Jacksonnsville State. Tips it back to Jordan Bailey. Brings it across and leaves it for D. Brown.
Jacksonville State playing in a man-to-man. You're going to see that the majority of this game. They disrupt you up top. They get in passing lanes. Very active on the defensive end.
Kennedy Williams. 1 point for Liberty. The other starter we have not called yet happens to be the ASUN Player of the Week in Emma Hess. That pass there is taken in by Shantae Shaw. Will run the offense for the Gamecocks. Full starting five for JSU. Tough shot there. Griffin a little off balance. Liberty moves the other direction. Williams rolls off the cylinder. Shaw has it again. All the way into the lane, and Williams commits a foul.
Yeah, Shantae Shaw, one of those players that will get a rebound and go coast to coast. She's not always looking to kick it out. Even though she doesn't stand very tall, she does not mind going up against stronger, taller defenders.
Listed at 5'2", fifth-year player who began her career at Troy. And the first basket of the day comes courtesy of our impact player, Kennedy Gavin.
And you see that one-on-one matchup already inside. Mya Berkman playing tough defense on Gavin, and just a really good shot.
See Emma Hess there in the middle of the starting five. One of the reasons she was ASUN Player of the Week. She averaged 21 points per game last week, including a career-high 28, where she had 7 3-pointers.
It came out of nowhere. I got to talk to her before this game, and she was thrilled with the effort. Great effort there as well by D. Brown, finishing inside off the glass.
D. Brown, preseason All-Conference, averaging 6.5 points per game to go along with more than 2 assists per game. Berkman challenges the shot. Gavin misses. Gavin collects it, and a foul reaching in called against D. Brown.
Jacksonville State loves to attack the basket. They want to get to the rim, and they don't make all their shots inside, so offensive rebounding is very critical for them. They average 13 offensive boards a game, just like you saw Gavin doing a great job on the boards.
And that's one of the keys to the game. How about for the Liberty side?
Yeah, great timing. The Flames, they need to contain the drive without fouling. We watched that one-on-one defense be really critical in that game against FGCU. They were not able to defend one-on-one very well, and they fouled a lot. Liberty will have to make sure that they do not foul while containing on the defensive end.
Brown with the lone basket for LU, and now she has both of them for the Lady Flames.
Well, both teams really comfortable taking it into the paint and finishing inside.
That'll be key for Liberty here. You mentioned Jacksonville State and their perimeter defense. There's a free ball for Griffin. Jacksonville State allows less than 4 3-pointers per game.
Yeah.
And they hold opponents to around 25% behind the arc, but it's really the quantity as well. Opponents are making less than 4 3-pointers per game, you have to get it done inside.
Yeah, and especially when you think about this conference, who a lot of teams love to play that Princeton 5-out offense where a lot of threes are going up, FGCU in particular. So to hold teams to those low numbers, that says a lot about your defense.
Berkman converts on her first try of the game. Adds to that national best 70.6% field goal percentage. 14 points, 7.7 rebounds per game. Best for Liberty in both categories. Fadeaway is short for Kyra Williams.
And by the way, we are tracking a couple big numbers for Mya Berkman. She is getting close in rebounding and points to being in that top 10 career all-time at Liberty.
Williams with the runner. Mya Berkman will move into the top 10 in career scoring with 14 points today. She would move into a tie with 13 points. Meanwhile, she'll be by herself in the top 10 in career rebounding if she has 8 or more today. That shot is missed by Shaw, and Williams will bring it forward. Liberty has made its last 4 field goals.
Good high percentage shots. Again, it's like mirror images. Both these teams really doing well getting into the paint, getting high percentage shots. And right now, Jacksonville State trying to get something to fall, but they're getting good looks.
Hess looking for Berkman. It goes past her. Finds the hands of Kyra Williams. Now in transition. Masingo Mutanda. Closed out by Hess. Did not have a shot. And Berkman left the ball there, so a wide open 2 for Griffin.
Yeah, just a breakdown defensively there. A lot of confusion on who was to take her. There was obviously a switch. I think Berkman wasn't sure she was supposed to have her. Either way, though, you saw Coach Green turn around quickly and bring Bella Smuda into the timeline. She's going to sub in.
Another missed attempt trying to feed Berkman in the post. So a few turnovers for Liberty, 3 in total, and a lot of them have been on post entry passes.
Here's into overtime with FGCU. Of course, they'd go on to win it, but she had not made a shot, a 3-point shot up until that one. And so you just think of the carryover and the confidence that she gained from that game.
Yeah, there were about 3 seconds left when she hit it. That tied the game, and then Dee Brown came up with a couple of big defensive stops individually to complete the comeback and force overtime. Meanwhile, Kennedy Gavin with her second bucket of the game gives Jacksonville State the lead, but not for long. Kennedy Williams quickly answers.
Now, that's something we saw a lot in the FGCU game as well, is Williams taking it to the rack, getting all the way in and finishing.
Liberty with those 3 turnovers has disrupted a little bit of the scoring. When they have had a shot, it's been good for the Lady Flames. They're 5 for their last 5, including this one.
That's an area of concern for Coach Green for sure. And look at the drive. Goes in against her defender, all the way in for the easy layup. I mean, Kennedy Williams, one of the best passers in this country, but, I mean, I'm sorry, in this conference. I mean, hey, she's good. She's good. I'm not taking anything away, but wow, when she starts scoring, she's really difficult to guard point guard.
Gavin with another hit for Jacksonville State. We're talking about Kennedy Williams with at least 5 assists in 10 of the last 11 games this team has played. She is 14th in the country in assist-to-turnover ratio. Yeah. Better than 2.5 assist-to-turnover ratio. So top 15 in the nation. So yeah. You're justified in saying that.
I certainly see it. I get to watch her. I have the luxury, though, of watching her at every home game and get a good seat here to see her on display.
A pass off the hands of Bella Smuda. Now on the other end, a 3-point attempt is too strong for Griffin. Long rebound, and Mutanda comes up with it. Gavin. Rebound for Williams.
Yeah, that's her spot. She loves the high post. If she's not going to take that shot, she'll put the ball on the floor and get all the way to the bucket.
Bailey kills the dribble, finds Williams. 10 to shoot. Hess pulls up at the foul line. Smuda an offensive rebound. That comes off the front of the rim. Smuda had it for a moment, knocked away. Bailey with it in the lane. Bailey spins out of traffic, but misses the shot.
I cannot believe a whistle was not called in any of that.
And now a blocking foul on the other end will go against D. Brown, and that's her second.
Wow, I'm not sad about it either. I love when refs allow players to play physical, and yeah, that's the right call. She did not get her square, her hips, her shoulders were not square onto the offensive player. That is in fact a blocking call, but good drive. I mean, all the way down, Griffin went in hard.
Griffin will shoot 2 as a result. Only 10 for 21 this season. That's 47%. Closing in on 500 career points. Makes the first. She's in her 3rd season with Jacksonville State, native of Birmingham, Alabama. And for those that don't know, Jacksonville State is in Jacksonville, Alabama. So they hear about Alabama quite a bit throughout this. That's because that is where the campus is located. And Griffin extends the lead for the Gamecocks to 3. Jordan Hodges has subbed into the game, clearing a little space there. Now leaves it for Audrey Clark, who's also off the bench. Peen Steenbergen has had some strong performances in conference play. And here, though, she's going to be called for a player control foul. She gave the ball up, but then her momentum took her right through the defender of Mutanda.
Well, when you play with the defensive mindset, you're doing things like this in practice all the time. And Coach Petrie has said every team he's coached has been, the focus has been on defense. And no matter where he's been, and his teams have been ranked nationally, this one, as we said, in 3 different categories, ranked in the top 20. And so taking charges, that's just a part of it.
I beg your pardon, that was Micaiah Thompson. Mutanda was in the area, but Thompson, the one that ultimately took the charge. Now Mutanda is fouled on a putback effort.
And another offensive rebound for Jacksonville State. Just gets in good position, goes up and gets that missed shot. I mean, that's a difficult shot to get. Hard off the glass in good position, and went up and got the contact.
Clark's first personal. And Mutanda misses the free throw. She's 68% this season, averaging just shy of 5 points per game. She has started the last 5 for Jacksonville State after having no starts previously. And in a couple of those games, she's played more than 35 minutes. Wow. So now that she has taken control of that role, she has really risen to the occasion. Had 22 points and 9 rebounds against Kennesaw State during this stretch. It's always nice, I would imagine, for a coach. Maybe you could speak to that about a player that just all of a sudden pops up on the radar in conference play, and you're like, just thank you for being here.
Appreciate that. And he mentioned that about a few different players as well. Smuda gets that one to go. Good high-low look. The beginning of the year, this team was not playing to the level that he believed they could, and something has changed, he said, in this. Once conference play started, a lot of players starting to step up.
That shot is missed by Thompson. Thompson, a starter a year ago, now comes off the bench for this team. And so we mentioned that they returned 4 starters. And Micaiah Thompson is in a reserve role this year. That's by design. That's not necessarily anything to take away from her performance this year. Just as this pass is stolen, Markova's pass taken away by Gavin. Now she has it on the offensive end. 17-footer off the right side of the rim, rebounded by Markova.
6 turnovers now for Liberty to 0. Jacksonville State only averages 12 turnovers a game. That's a good number. That's it. You love to stay in the single digits if you could, but 12's not bad. And so a good defensive team and a team that takes care of the basketball. I mean, that's a recipe for a lot of wins.
Yep. +4 in turnover margin this season. That will likely go down as another giveaway by Liberty as Hodges has it taken away. Top 35 in the nation in turnover margin. And right now, +7 officially in the first quarter. Jacksonville State looking for the final 2 of the frame. Instead, it's a miss by Mutanda. And the first quarter comes to a close with JSU leading by a pair. couple of runs.
Of the ball, you have to ball fake, get the ball to where it needs to go, and get yourself a good shot.
Jacksonville State with the opening possession of the second. Matanda leaning in, misses. Berkman with the rebound. Her second of the game. Again, keeping an eye on if she reaches 8, she'll be top 10 in Liberty career history. She's trying to track into the top 10 in scoring as well, and this will certainly help.
Oh, that's an experienced player for you right there, because that could have been a charge right there. But she had the sense to stop, and then she spins to get around Rhodes. Very, very heads-up play. Just a great job finishing with the contact and then making the free throw.
65% for the year. Good on that one. And just like that, she has a team-high 5 points now. And Liberty moves in to the lead. Steenbergen comes down with it. Gets the outlet to Kennedy Williams.
I don't know if Steenbergen got that block or not. I couldn't see that. But she had 4 blocks in her most recent game, which was incredible from the guard position.
Yeah, she was credited with the block there, so she does have another one. Even more incredible, she had 3 her entire career, this being her freshman season. But she had 3 blocks in her career, and then she goes into a game and puts 4 up on one night. Another offensive foul, this time on Audrey Clark, similar as the one that was called earlier, where the pass and then the momentum took through the defender.
Yeah, good drive, and yeah, I'm going to say Peen Steenbergen did get the block there. That's at least 1 for the night. I'm going to keep a camera on her. You know?
That game where Steenbergen had 4, Liberty had 9 as a team. Berkman secures the rebound here, so a one and done for Liberty defensively. Now coming back to try to add to a 1-point lead. No pass, but Berkman comes up with it. Double teamed immediately. A foul is going to be called, likely on Micaiah Thompson.
So that's the scouting report. First of all, Rhodes was playing tough defense on Berkman, trying not to allow the ball to get in there. But once it did, Thompson came down for the double. Her hands were active. That could have been a jump ball, but maybe the official saw a little too much contact on the arm.
Williams with the inbound pass gets it right back from Markova for a baseline J.
That's the #1 rule. I can hear my coach, Muffet McGraw, saying nonstop, don't forget about the inbounder. Good shot by Williams.
Liberty off to a 5-0 run to begin this quarter. Now matching its largest lead of the game. 8 to shoot. Traveling violation whistled against Thompson. Gavin will return for Jacksonville State.
And that's the first turnover by Jacksonville State. Coach Petrie looks upset, but I'm sure he's going to take that.
Great conversation with him earlier this week, and he was talking about this team's mentality. It was interesting to hear how he was summarizing this year's team's approach compared to last year's approach, because they're the same players. But last year they came in with a chip in their shoulder. They were picked to finish as low as 8th in one of the preseason polls, and in that year there were 12 teams in the league. They had lost 3 of their key pieces, so they came in with something to prove.
Yeah, and a new team to the conference. You know, he even said that they felt disrespected by their own teammates who had left and went into the transfer portal, and so they had something to prove. And what a story, coming all the way to the ASUN final.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know if anybody could have predicted that at the beginning.
Yeah, nice pass to Berkman, who scores right before the shot clock expires. Now Rick Petrie is definitely upset. He's stomping his feet, not happy with that, immediately sends in the sub.
Quintessential Gary Green play. He loves those last-second out-of-bounds plays.
Amari Martin back to the basket. Ends up with Gavin. Down the left lane line, into the body of Berkman, and an offensive foul is called.
Good job by Berkman to take the contact, fall over, and that's the right call. Gavin going in strong, but look at this out-of-bounds play. Perfectly drawn up to get the player you want. The best shooter in the country, closest to the basket, and then she follows it up with a great defensive stop.
And also following up that thought about this year for Jacksonville State, that 4-5 record. We're trying to get back to that supremacy at the top of the conference. That was our first conference title game appearance since 1999, so it was a big accomplishment in the first year in the A-Sun, as Hess misses a three there. But he said this year they've kind of come down with, rather than on a mission, he said they came in with more of a mentality of, we accomplished our mission. And that's been tough to reset and come back with that chip on the shoulder again.
Yeah, I think there's just some complacency. And, you know, you're right, Kyle. It was such a great conversation with him. He shared so much about his team and where they are and what he expects from them. And you know, and Coach, those are things Coach Green has talked about a lot, too, is sometimes the complacency.
Yes, right now, Kennedy Williams slipped and then stayed down, clearly in pain immediately. Hopefully she's okay, and we'll be able to pop up here in a second, but that was
close in the FGCU game, but that was a pretty incredible streak.
Yeah, on a streak right now, 3 in a row to start this one. Sets a screen here for Jordan Hodges. After reviewing that play before the break, they did determine it was incidental contact, so nothing more there. And they're going to say Jacksonville State ball. Liberty was incredibly convinced that that ball was deflected on the way out of bounds. From our angle, it looked like it, but we didn't have the best angle. Either way, Jacksonville State gets it. Griffin out to Mutanda. Tough finish for the junior.
Wow, she went up against a couple defenders, still able to get it to fall.
Began her collegiate career at Northwest Florida State College in the JUCO ranks, originally born in Congo, and now here with Jacksonville State, really turning it on in conference play, as we noted earlier. Foul is called against Shaw. Her first. Nobody has more than one for Jacksonville State. We have not seen Dee Brown back on the floor for Liberty. She picked up her second foul with about 2.5 minutes remaining in the first, so that's the notable foul trouble for Liberty. That's a three-pointer missed by Jordan Bailey, and Shaw emerges from the pack with it.
I'm not sure there is a faster guard in the conference. I mean, did that take her 2 seconds to get down the floor? Oh my goodness. Can you imagine racing against her in sprints? No, thank you.
I'll just go straight to the consolation bracket.
I'm not even trying to win. I'm just jogging.
Yep. Jacksonville State has had a nice answer here with 4 straight points after Liberty scored the first 7 of the quarter. Steenbergen misses. Shaw racing forward again. A chance for JSU to reclaim the lead. And the Gamecocks do it courtesy of Mutanda.
Well, and just the transition game alone forces Liberty to get back, right? Because they're worried about Shaw getting into the paint again like she just did. This time, everyone gets to the paint. Nobody gets to the three-point line. Easy look.
A 7-0 run by Liberty has been answered by 7 straight in a minute and a half by Jacksonville State. Hess brings it into that and ties it at 21.
Good give and go from post to guard.
Long three on the way for Griffin off the platform of the rim, and it hits the baseline, and last touched by Jacksonville State.
Look at the high post pass. Both players come right to Mya Berkman. That's the attention she draws, and Hess times it very well to make that cut, receive the ball, and put it in.
Bailey crosses over, now spins back to her right hand, misses the shot. Gavin with the rebound.
Those post players are working so hard in the paint.
Gavin misses. Retrieves it though. Now Griffin to Gavin. 2 points.
She's such a powerful player. You saw the speed, the quick first step to get to the rim off that free throw line. She missed it, gets her own rebound, and then gets the kickback for the jumper.
She played 2 years at Southern Miss, appeared in 54 games, but she averaged less than 10 minutes per game during that time. She has been a force in the ASUN lately with Jacksonville State. Mya Berkman continues to be a force as well, as she remains perfect from the floor on 4 tries.
And Gavin came back for that 5th year of eligibility because she wants to be a pro. She wants to play at the next level, so get 1 more year in the college ranks. I think she could play overseas wherever she wanted to go. I mean, that body, she's got a good mindset, great touch inside. She can hit from the 15-footer. I think all she need to work on in the offseason, getting that 3-point shot, you know, being able to knock that down. She does not shoot that right now. It's not a part of her arsenal, but boy, does she do everything else well.
Averaging 12 points, 8 rebounds per game. That includes a career-high 27 against Kennesaw State. Hodges with a runner, banks it in.
Hodges just getting to the rim so quickly. Fast dribble, fast feet. Good job making the decision to go off the glass.
Shaw draws a foul. She'll head to the line. Here's a look at that last bucket by Hodges.
Look, she had a player coming in from the top. She had Gavin down below and still was able to get there and go off the glass. She has been a player that has really elevated her game this season. You know, we had a few games I know we called here where she was just phenomenal offensively, defensively. She took over at the point. She's got some fans in the stands. Watch out, number 0.
Shaw hits them both. Shaw missed a game at Kennesaw State earlier in conference play, and that was one of those losses for Jacksonville State. They lost 4 in a row, and they had some injuries that they had to withstand. And of course, Rick Petrie's not going to make excuses, but he did note it made it a lot more difficult with a couple of matchups with Kennesaw State, also playing at Lipscomb, not being at full force. In fact, he said in 36 years of coaching experience, he had never gone into a game without his top 2 point guards, and yet that happened during that losing streak.
Yeah, I am a post player, so I know that I am biased toward the post. That's why I like Gavin. That's why I like, you know, players like that. But you cannot overlook how important the point guard position is. I mean, they're the quarterback, essentially. Yep. They are making the plays. They're getting the ball where it needs to go. You've got to be smart. You have to think 2 steps ahead of you are the in-between between the coach and the team. So without point guards on the floor, no wonder they lost. I mean, now they're, you know, sitting in a 2-game win streak and trying to get a 3rd here.
Yeah, you can imagine missing that. That would have an impact on a game. Wow, Shantae Shaw.
Wow. I mean, didn't even need the screen. Just did it because of her speed.
She's dynamic, to say the least. And Jacksonville State and Liberty right now battling back and forth. 6 ties already in the first half. 9 lead changes. We're in the final minute before intermission. Hess from way behind the line. And that's knocked away from Berkman, so it stays with LU and a fresh 20 on the shot clock.
And just the speed. Look, it didn't go off a screen. Just dribbled between her legs and got to the rim. And Hodges is a good defender.
Illegal screen is called on Jordan Bailey.
Liberty's now had at least 3 turnovers from charges like that and then illegal screens, and maybe even that was 4. But those are the things that Coach Green is going to talk about. He's going to watch the film, and if you can eliminate those things, it gives you so much more opportunity to get a good shot.
Shaw dribbling down the clock here. Now accelerates past Hodges, leaves it in the corner. Thompson Rebounded by Berkman. Berkman's outlet pass is stolen by Thompson, and she feeds Shaw for the bucket. There's a few seconds left for Liberty if the Lady Flames hurry. Hodges from just past midcourt off the iron. And that 11th turnover of the half results in a quick 2 to give Jacksonville State the lead at the break.
And we said that this was going to be a battle.
And this team has had some of those already in conference play. They defeated Central Arkansas 43-41 just 2 games ago. They also lost a low-scoring game against Austin Peay 47-43. A couple games where neither team reached 50. Dee Brown is back out there after her 2 fouls in the first quarter. She only played 8 total minutes in the first half, but nothing doing for LU on the first time down the floor. Jacksonville State will take over.
Kennedy Williams still out with an undisclosed injury right now. Jordan Hodges taking over at the point guard position.
Hodges has had a couple of big games off the bench for Liberty, including 11 points against Central Arkansas back on January 5th. A shot is missed by Griffin, but Gavin gives it back out to Shaw to reset. Jacksonville State with 5 second chance points in the first half. Not a lot, but 5 more than Liberty had. That shot is missed by Kyra Williams. Bailey inside to Berkman. Berkman, 2 bounces. Now out to Hodges for 3. Berkman grabs the offensive rebound. Finds Hodges again, this time on her way to the basket, and she's fouled by Shaw.
So both teams on either possession missed the first shot, got the offensive rebound, and got the ball for a good shot. Good cut down to the baseline goes Hodges. Nobody on her defensively. Shaw was nowhere in the area, and Hodges able to get to the bucket with a foul.
Second personal on Shaw. Hodges only 2 for 4 in terms of free throws for the entire season. Makes the first. And ties it with the second. Shaw accelerates all the way down the right lane line after that brief hesitation. Hodges, though, stays with her and knocks it out of play.
That was a big block by Hodges. Hard to keep Shante Shaw in front of you. She's just so quick.
There she is on the move again. Backs Hodges down into the lane. Misses. Berkman with another rebound. Quickly up the floor to Brown, and Brown travels with the basketball. Great transition defense by Kyra Williams, getting back to force the 12th LU giveaway.
Well, there's speed aplenty on this Jacksonville State team. Obviously, Shaw, we've talked about a lot, her speed from the point guard position, but these guards get down up and down the floor very fast.
Williams playing for her hometown college team, a native of Jacksonville, Alabama, went to high school there. Shaw with 2 more. She's into double digits for the 5th time this year. Or for the 11th time this year, beg your pardon.
Yeah, she's hardly passing the ball. She is content to try to take Jordan Hodges one-on-one each time down the floor.
A lob into Berkman. Berkman goes up. Rebound for Griffin, and now Shaw this time will give it up. Shaw with it again. This is where the offense has been originating. Steps into the lane. Bailey contests the shot. Poked away, though. Shot clock does not reset. Williams takes a 3, and it's good.
And the extra effort. Shaw stays around the play, gets the steal, and then picks up the 3-point shot for the kick out. Really good job by Jacksonville State.
Matonda on her immediately on the catch. Now Hodges squares up. Kyra Williams takes in the rebound. straight points for the Gamecocks, looking to add to it here. Rotunda, short. Brown grabs it. Liberty has not scored in 2.5 minutes. Trying to find its rhythm here. It's Bailey now leaving it for Brown.
Yeah, here's where the ball needs to go into Berkman. Yeah, she's got a mismatch inside. Really good pass by Hodges. She's done that a few times now. Beautifully placed passes.
Great setup. Berkman 0 for 2 to start this half after making all 4 of her field goal attempts in the first half. Griffin taken away by Hess. Kyra Williams knocked it away. It's off of her last. It stays with Liberty. And subs for each team checking in.
That goes back to just being very careful. The passes need to be intentional. They have to be away from the defense. She was hardly near that play, Williams. She was in the area, but I was still surprised she almost got the steal. Just the hustle.
She's on the ball right now. Brown working against her. Brown spins past her, misses from close range. Offensive rebound for Bella Smuda. Finds Jordan Bailey from mid-range. Strong on the jump shot. Madison McCoy, who just subbed in, grabs a defensive rebound for JSU.
I wish Smuda would just have gone up with it. No reason to put the ball on the floor and kick it out. You're right there by the basket.
Rotunda coming open on a cut, but misses the shot. Smuda.
Yeah.
Soft touch.
She's got such a great touch. She shoots well over 50% as well. She can hit those shots inside. Nobody can guard her at her height, but she keeps the ball high.
Liberty was stuck on 29 for almost 4 minutes, but it's a one-possession game again. Now Hess rebounds the miss by Williams. Liberty will have a chance to tie it. If the Lady Flames did that, though, it would be their first three-pointer of the game. Bailey pulls up. That falls into the hands of Williams. Thompson now running the show here for Jacksonville State. Rotunda blocked by Hess. Jacksonville State will have 7 on the shot clock when we return. Just like the first 2 frames, both team in each of those categories. And you are correct, Kelly. She also happens to lead the team with 2 steals. That's pretty good when you can't fit all of your team leading categories onto one graphic. That's a good night.
That's right.
Emma Hess with a transition triple to tie it at 34.
Well, I expected to see it. I just didn't know it would take to the third quarter. Liberty's first 3 of the game.
Jacksonville State holds opponents to 3.9 3-pointers per game, to be exact. Less than 4 makes by opponents all year long. Smuda swats away the effort of McCoy.
Well, coming out of the timeout, this is what you want. Emma Hess in transition. Doesn't take her long. Puts one in.
Inbound pass to Martin, who backs it out. Shot clock is down to 7. And a foul is going to be called on Smuda, defending the post entry pass.
I like that. High side, 3-quarter, trying to disrupt the ball from getting into Kennedy Gavin. That's their leading scorer. I think that's a fine foul.
20 on the shot clock now for Jacksonville State. Thompson, and a traveling violation, waves off the basket. Well, the shot attempt, the basket did not go in. Now Liberty has a chance to reclaim the lead here. It'll be the first time this half if the Lady Flames can do it. Smuda misses on the turnaround. Liberty has been able to tie it in part with Jacksonville State going cold. More than 4.5 minutes without a point. 3 turnovers during that stretch.
And that may be almost the entire amount of time that Shante Shaw has been out of the game. That breaks it, of course, Kennedy Gavin with that bucket, but Shaw still sitting on the bench.
Yeah. Gavin becomes the second player for JSU into double digits, joining Shaw with 10. Markova hits, and that's her first make of the game.
Markova gaining confidence also in these last couple away games that she played, and already showing a confident shot there coming in.
Alice Markova had 8 points against Austin Peay on the road. That included a perfect 2 for 2 from 3-point range. Smuda forcing a jump ball. Possession arrow keeps it with the Gamecocks.
Yeah, we talk a lot about Smuda's offensive ability, but she really does a good job playing defense. We saw the 3-quarter high side earlier, pushing her defender or her offensive player out, not letting her get that space on the block.
Thompson weaving through traffic, and this time Smuda is called for a foul. Her second. Nobody has more than 2 fouls for either team.
Yeah, so stops it on the baseline. Really good look. Going for the block. I mean, to be honest, I didn't see the foul. Obviously, I'm not right there in the paint, but sometimes just that motion is enough for the officials to make the call.
Thompson, 71% free throw shooter. Good on the first. This is her 100th career game. Preseason all-conference. Coach Petrie said she returned with some more juice after missing 3 games. We were talking about the point guards being unavailable and how that hampered Jacksonville State a little bit during that losing streak. And he noted Thompson in particular. Once she came back, sometimes it's that appreciation. Once you realize you lose it for a few games, you come back with a little more juice.
Yeah, and also watching from the sidelines sometimes helps you see what's open.
Yeah, great point. Brown misses the shot, and that's off of Smuda last, so Jacksonville State will take possession. Good hustle by both. Thompson continues to run point here, the senior out of Atlanta. Started 30 games a year ago. Smuda rejects Gavin. Markova on the move. Cut off by Thompson. Now Brown into the lane. Markova steps through, misses the finger roll, however. Gavin with the rebound. Quick outlet to Thompson. Thompson able to lead McDaniel up the floor. Now Brooklyn McDaniel across the lane, and she's fouled by Markova.
What a series. Up and down. I wanted to go back to that huge block by Smuda up top, which started a run, but almost like Liberty saw those 9 blocks in that last game, and they're trying for everything now.
Brooklyn McDaniel, a freshman out of Heflin, Alabama. Here's a look at Smuda defensively.
Thank you, Rhett McGibbon, our producer, delivers for us. Good block, does not turn into points, but Markova tries for a block down here instead. Jacksonville State got some free throws. Smuda will come out for Mya Berkman, who's back in.
McDaniel into the scoring column now. She's had 10 points twice this season, including a career-high 12 against Campbell in non-conference play. Freshman who is second-team All-State in the state of Alabama. That pass off the mark from Steenbergen. Another giveaway by Liberty. Only 2 this half, but 13 total. Continues to jump off the box score.
You know, I go back to our halftime talk with Coach Green. It took him, what, 3 seconds to say something about his turnovers. He knew. He said 7 in the first quarter. Well, he had 11 for the game. Or sorry, for the first half.
Yeah, Brooklyn McDaniel with 4 straight points. Yeah, I think if we hadn't even asked a question, he might have just jumped the second he knew he was on air, he might have just hit turnovers. Steenbergen comes up short. McDaniel with a rebound. This is a late surge by Jacksonville State to close out the third. 6 straight points, and now the shot clock is off here. Trying to end on an 8 or possibly a 9-0 run over the final 2 minutes. McDaniel, who had 4 straight points, hits a 3. It's a 9-0 run for Jacksonville State to close out the third, and that is the difference.
It's really feeling right now.
That's exactly right. They reviewed that play when she was injured for possible high elbow or arm in the head area, but it was ruled incidental contact, and that's the best we know right now. No updates on the injury, although I have not even seen her on the bench area, let alone back on the floor. And that ends a 9-0 run that Jacksonville State put together over the final 2 minutes of the third quarter. So a good start as Dee Brown puts Liberty on the board to start the fourth. A foul on Steenbergen on the drive by Thompson.
So remember, we talked about the key for the game for Liberty was containing the drive and not fouling. Well, that's exactly what's been happening lately, is Jacksonville State getting to the rim. They're beating Liberty in one-on-one sets, and Liberty's been fouling. Jacksonville State has been to the free throw line. They're 9 of 10 from the line right now.
And 10 of 11 after that make by Thompson, who is 3 for 3 herself, accounting for all 3 of her points. Jump ball, it'll stay with Jacksonville State, so perhaps some more second chance points for JSU. They've outpaced Liberty 8-2 in that category, thanks to now 11 offensive rebounds. That ball banks off of McDaniel. Steenbergen comes up with it. Liberty's 3-7 when trailing after 3 quarters, but one of their most recent victories in that category was against Lipscomb on the road, so they certainly have done it in ASUN play in a big way. Steenbergen battling for the rebound is fouled there by Gavin.
Good hustle play to go after her own miss. Actually, Jacksonville State had boxed out really well. That's why the ball dropped on the ground, but Steenbergen was quick enough to get around.
Markova from the baseline. Thompson, nice job sealing off. Draws a foul on Brown, and that's her third.
Here's where you want to start seeing a little more energy from the Liberty team. They're playing in front of their home crowd. We've seen these scenarios before where they've looked lethargic, and that's kind of the word we use with each other. They've come out a little bit flat in this second half in particular. You want to start seeing energy, and that's where those seniors, those captains, those team leaders need to start stepping up.
Gavin from straight away, that's a long 2. 12 points for her. You mentioned the 3-point shot is not necessarily in her arsenal in terms of the season numbers, does not have any, but it's only a couple feet inside that. She can knock it down really well.
I was just going to make that same comment, Kyle. Really good look, and it shows you that this is a player with great potential.
Yes. Exciting to see in person. Here's Markova, and that 3 is good for her.
It's funny what confidence does. I've seen Markova come out, and, I see in her demeanor sometimes, should I take that? Oh, was that a bad shot? She's sometimes questioning herself. That is gone right now. Whatever happened this weekend with her, she's now playing at a different speed.
Martin missed the layup. Audrey Clark defending. There's Markova again, decisive this time as well, inside to Berkman. Always a good option, and that ties Mya Berkman for top 10 all-time in career scoring.
As she ties Kian Green, one of my favorite all-time Liberty players.
Mya Berkman now with 1,215 career points. McDaniel misses. Dee Brown on the move. Markova looking for Berkman again, but this time it's off the fingertips and out of play.
Obviously, Berkman is the focal point. You're always trying to get the ball to her. Markova gives up that 3-point shot. One dribble, gets it in. And nothing's been easy for Mya Berkman today. Always defended by Gavin inside.
13 for Berkman, 12 for her counterpart in Gavin. The two are matched up right now as well as we hit 7 minutes remaining in regulation. Thompson with the runner. That's good.
All this time, Shaw has still been on the bench. And here she comes. Wow, just like that.
Only 17 minutes played for Shaw, but they have been very effective. Steenbergen on a drive. That was McDaniel challenging. Now Markova with it after Berkman grabbed it. Markova's three rattles out. Brown with the rebound is knocked to the floor. And we'll see who the foul is charged to. It will be on Thompson, and that's her second.
Great offensive board by D. Brown. Here comes Shaw in the game. Expect the pace of this to be doubled.
Yeah.
What you just saw, like you're watching it in fast forward.
Shaw was limited when she returned in that Kennesaw State game. Just played 15 minutes. She's played more than that in the last two. Beautiful setup from Berkman to Markova.
Yeah, that's just checking the defense. Really good decision by Mya Berkman. She had Shaw on her. Alice Markova is going to catch that and score every time.
Here's Shaw, we mentioned approaching 18 minutes in this game. She did play 27 minutes last time out against North Alabama. She's fully rested right now, and her team is still ahead by 5. That comes up short for McDaniel.
So Berkman looked like she was going to go one-on-one, but then she sees the mismatch. Markova for 2.
Berkman will take a seat here, approaching media timeout window, so she'll watch for the moment. 13 points, 6 rebounds on 5 for 7 shooting. Smuda posting up. Markova gives it to Brown. Now Smuda has it in the lane. Out to Clark, pump faking a drive. Clark bobbled slightly, now misses. And the rebound goes to Gavin, her 8th of the day.
I know that's a miss, but that's a really good offensive series right there. And that has been working all night long.
Yep, 12 points, 6 rebounds for her right off the bench and right back into the scoring column. It's a 7-point lead for JSU. Smuda. Nice move by Smuda.
Hard to score against Kennedy Gavin, and she just made that look easy.
We talk about top 10 in career charts. Smuda has already moved into top 10 in career blocks with 90 of those, and she's been within range of moving up to 8th here during this homestand. That shot is missed by Kyra Williams. Liberty trying to make it a one-possession game. Steenbergen a little too far under the rim by the time she released it. It falls into the hands of Griffin. Leaves it for Shaw. Now Griffin from the corner. That's good. She's into double digits with 10, her second three-pointer of the game. And Jacksonville State restores an 8-point margin. Liberty takes a timeout, down by 8 with a little bit more than 4 minutes remaining. 9 of her team's last 10 games. And she's 2 rebounds away from her 7th double-double of the year. Also on the game-winning jump shot against Central Arkansas. In the final 5 seconds, the victory there. Brown's pass intended for Smuda is taken away. 15 turnovers for LU.
And that shows you again, Gavin's defense. She had her sealed. Bella Smuda had her sealed.
And there's the offense to complement it. Kennedy Gavin is heating up at the right time. She leads all players with 14 points, and JSU matches its largest lead of the game.
It's like she's hearing us from the court because she's doing everything right. Look at that, separating on defense, not letting Smuda know where she is. She is making her guess, and Hodges with the triple. Man, does Liberty need that.
Big time from Jordan Hodges, only the 3rd three-pointer of the game for Liberty. 1st of the day for the sophomore. And now it back within 7.
Yeah, Liberty now in a 2-3 zone. Good job changing it up. Nice adjustments by Coach Green.
See what Shaw does against this. She's been dangerous with dribble penetration. This time leaves it for Mutanda. A lob into the high post to Gavin. Hess with a quick hand. Forces a turnover, only the 7th of the day for Jacksonville State. Now Hodges in the front court. Bailey. Finds Brown in the corner. A lot of congestion over there. Brown starts to dribble away, and a foul is called on Griffin. It's only her first, and only the 3rd on Jacksonville State. Liberty had 2 fouls in the first minute of the 4th quarter. Liberty has not committed a foul since then. Always wonder about the bonus and free throws in this final stanza. Bailey misses. Brown misses a putback. Smuda on the 3rd chance will head to the line.
Well, the offensive rebounds until that point was highly in favor of Jacksonville State. That evened it up a little bit. 11 for Jacksonville State, 9 for Liberty, but both teams battling on the offensive glass.
And for Jacksonville State, that's the 4th personal foul on Gavin, so that could be big. Smuda with her first free throw attempt of the game. With that make, she's now right at 50% for the season. And now she's above 50%. See how I did that math there,
That's right.
Kelly?
That was very, very good, Kyle. My kids come home with math questions, and I defer to like a sibling because I can't do it anymore. I mean, that was allowed, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that one was allowed.
Well, it's a 5-point game for some more math here. Thanks to a 5-0 run by the Lady Flames. Thompson on a drive inside. Bailey blocks the shot of McCoy from behind. 10 to shoot. Now McCoy with a jump shot, splashes it through.
So Liberty gets a steal the first possession of the 2-3 zone. They stopped them and did not pick up the rebound, and because of the offensive rebound, they were able to score.
Nice job by Smuda, catching it high and finishing to cut it to 5 again.
Great look, quick play. Let's see if the defense can get another stop here.
Berkman with 13, Smuda with 10. 2 post players leading the way for LU. Now Shaw handling, dribbling this clock down near to a minute and a half. Gives it up to Thompson. And it will stay with Jacksonville State with 8 on the shot clock.
And there's Smuda trying to get position, gets her defender up the lane, and able to get the 2. You know why?
See what happens here. Jacksonville State trying to have a pivotal win here to get back to last year's form in conference play. Shaw misses. Smuda with the rebound. And Hodges will bring it ahead for LU. Brown is called for an offensive foul. And for her, that's her 4th personal.
Brown just driving to the bucket. I don't agree with that call, but you know, that is the way it's gone. Any kind of contact, the officials have been calling those offensive fouls multiple times in this game.
Inside the final minute. Gavin working against Smuda. Smuda stays with her, blocks the shot. Brown with Shaw tracking her. Brown maintains possession, finds Hodges for a big-time 3.
Wow. The kickback, Hodges hesitated for a second, right? She's the point guard on the floor. She knows, well, I mean, it looks like they're man, so no, they went back to man. I love the zone because you know that they're going to try to attack, right? Right now, all they want to take time off the clock, but then they want a high percentage shot. And I think they're too fast to have Liberty play man-to-man.
Liberty trying to force a stop. Jacksonville State trying to make it a 2-possession game. Shaw, who's been dynamic off the bounce. Smuda comes over to block it again. Only 1 on the timer. Jacksonville State takes a timeout to draw something up.
Wow. I'll tell you what, that is a lot of faith. Quick sub to get that ball handler in there.
1 second for Jacksonville State. Catch and shoot. Smuda, another block. Forces the shot clock violation. 3 blocks for Bella Smuda tonight. 2 on the same possession. That moves her into 9th all-time.
Side out of bounds play earlier. Mya Berkman for an easy 2 by the bucket.
Berkman catches the inbound pass from Hess. Berkman quickly toward the basket. Gavin has to be careful with 4 fouls. Berkman takes advantage. It's tied at 59. Jacksonville State will take a timeout. 11.6. So the Gamecocks will have a chance for a rebuttal. First, though, it'll be Mutanda to inbound it from the far side. Finds Gavin. Who else? Gavin pulls up, falling away. It's short. Shaw sprints down the rebound, forces it up, but desperation miss. Brown with the rebound, calls the timeout. So indeed, Liberty will have it in the front court. 4.1 seconds remaining.
So that's just
At 4.1 seconds remaining, trying to win it in regulation. It's D. Brown with the ball in hand on the far side, right in front of her head coach, Carrie Green. Inbounds it to Bailey. Gets it back. Brown drives. A foul is called with 1.1 remaining. The foul goes against Shaw, and it is in the act of shooting. 2 free throws. Sent at the foul line this year. Needs 1 to break the tie. The first one is long. She'll have 1 more chance. Jacksonville State still has a timeout, so the Gamecocks can advance it here no matter what if they have possession. Brown misses them both. The rebound available on the floor. Time expires for the 2nd straight home game for Liberty. The Lady Flames are going to overtime.
And I know D. Brown wants that opportunity.
Well, that's certainly something to keep an eye on. Team fouls carry over, so Liberty is in the bonus. Jacksonville State is not yet. Off the opening tip, Emma Hess with a quick 3.
Wow, what a way to start. And, you know, going back to that, I think the foul situation is a really big deal in this final overtime period, because especially with Gavin, because now you get the ball to Berkman every opportunity you can, because Gavin cannot play the same kind of defense she's been playing all game.
Griffin misses the 3. Hess allows it to go out of play.
So off the tip, Berkman controls it, gives it to Brown, who gives it to Hess, who knocks it down.
Liberty has won 5 straight overtime games. That includes 1 this season. That was the last time on this floor against FGCU. Great cut by Jordan Bailey, and D. Brown knew where to find her. 5 straight for LU to start. Liberty has never lost an overtime game on this floor. 3-0 all time at Liberty Arena when having to go beyond regulation. Offensive foul, and Kennedy Gavin has just fouled out on a moving screen.
And she looks like she had been poked in the eye on that last possession. She is in her hands. As long as Liberty is playing man-to-man, you've got a player that can get around anybody.
There's Brown working against Shaw. Berkman lays it in.
It's like playing that you just played against Goliath. Now you're playing against David. And I'm not trying to disrespect anybody that's going to play on Berkman, but I'm just telling you how good Gavin's defense has been.
Shaw out to McCoy. Now has it back. Driving on Steenbergen. Waits for Steenbergen to clear, but misses the shot. Bailey tips it into the hands of Berkman.
How about D. Brown running point? I love it.
Kennedy Williams has been out since the first half, taking an apparent hit into the head area, but no updates on anything regarding her status other than she has not returned. This is a miss on the pass from Steenbergen to Berkman.
Coach Green not happy with that one. That was about as basic an entry pass as it needed to be, and unfortunately just Steenbergen just way off on that one.
Thompson now running the point here for Jacksonville State, trying to spark something for the Gamecocks with less than 3 minutes. Deep 3 on the way for Martin, and she hits it.
That's a big three. Coming into the game, not having a lot of minutes in this one. And he knocked down a three.
32% for the year. She does average right around 2 3-pointers per game. That's her first of the night. Brown sets up Berkman, a chance for three on the other end.
Almost every single time that Liberty has had the ball, they've gone into Berkman. So first the three by Jacksonville State, and then the pass inside to Berkman. I thought Brown could have taken that shot, but you know what? I'd rather have it in Berkman's hands too.
A foul, and they're going to send it back to the line. So a violation here will allow Berkman to have one more try at it. Bailey secured the rebound for Liberty, so it was perhaps a chance at another possession for the Lady Flames. Instead, Berkman takes advantage of her second opportunity and completes the three-point play. Berkman today has moved into the top 10 by herself in the career scoring column. Right now she is tied for 10th all-time with career rebounds. 8 to shoot. Martin had the three a moment ago, loses the handle this time, on the floor for it. A jump ball keeps it with JSU, but only 2 seconds on the shot clock.
That was just the extra hustle and effort by Dee Brown, who's guarding man-to-man, and then takes one dive at the ball as she's trying to drive, forces the tie-up. That's what we're used to seeing from Dee Brown. That's what we saw in the FGCU game late.
Inbound pass to Griffin for a catch-and-shoot three. A shot clock violation gives LU the ball with less than 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, that's a great call by Coach Petrie. Set up the full court pressure. Use your speed and quickness to try to defend here in the backcourt while you're missing your best point guard.
Yeah. Yeah, Brown handling the ball, brings it across the timeline. Liberty does beat the pressure, and now in the front court, Brown finds Hess, the reigning ASUN player of the week. Over the top to Berkman. Sat on this cylinder for a second. It rolls off the front. Berkman, though, will shoot two.
Yeah, I can just picture the practices of passing the ball into Mya Berkman in different situations, right? That's where chemistry comes into play, because Dee Brown had a look, but she knew it wasn't the best look. So she waited for a second until she could get that lob, put it right where Berkman could get it, and go right up.
Berkman had a career-high 26 points earlier this year against Minnesota. Also a Liberty Arena record 17 rebounds in a different game this season. Today, 21 points, 7 rebounds. And again, both of those numbers have moved her in some way, shape, or form into the top 10 career points and rebounds. Griffin misses a three. Good hustle by Mutanda, tipping it into the hands of Martin. Now Mutanda on a drive and dish, but the pass is wide of the target in Griffin, and Jacksonville State now has 11 turnovers in the game, but a lot of them have been recently.
Yeah, the wheels just seem to be falling off right now for Jacksonville State. Everything is going well for them in that fourth quarter. Really, the whole second half. They have been playing so well together, hitting easy shots, but now you've got one of your best players out in Williams, and that's hard to stop.
Yes, it is. Berkman up to 23 points. Liberty never led in the second half. To your point, Kelly, Jacksonville State had that chance, led by 7 with less than 2 minutes to go, and Liberty, having never led in the second half, did enough to force overtime, tying it at 59. The extra session has been all LU, now leading by 10, less than 35 seconds remaining. Williams, no. Berkman, now by herself, top 10 in career rebounds.
Just passed over another great Devin Brown.
And how about Dee Brown with that helper on the last possession, ties a career-high 7 assists She had to step up her responsibilities with Kennedy Williams going out. Hodges did as well with the big three. The Brown will dribble it out. Liberty closing out what will now become a 6-game winning streak. And Mya Berkman continuing to climb the charts. The next game she plays in will be number 143. That figures to be Saturday. That will tie her for the program lead all time.
Wow, what a career Mya Berkman has had. Came in here as a freshman, didn't get a ton of playing time, but you know what? She put the work in. Summers, through the year. She's got a great post coach in Katie Matera. Used to be Katie Feenstra, who put up a banner in this place. And she has helped her team to another victory in the ASUN Conference.
For the second straight home game,